Hey, stop scrolling for a second, just 1 second, because you know you've been putting something off. You know there's a truth you've been burying under 100 distractions. So if you're tired, frustrated, or just sick of feeling stuck, this is for you. I promise, your time won't be wasted here. This might be the moment you stop pretending and start becoming. There comes a point when you look at yourself in the mirror and you can't fake it anymore. You can't fake being happy, you can't fake being fulfilled, and you definitely can't fake that voice inside you screaming, "This isn't who I really am," and yet, every single day, you suit up in the lie. You say, "I'm fine," when you're breaking down inside. "I'm busy," when you're just avoiding your dreams. "I'll start tomorrow," when you know you said that yesterday. You scroll, you compare, you chase, you shrink. But here's the truth, you can't become your best self while lying to your current one. You were not born to survive, you were born to rise, but rising takes truth, real truth, raw truth, the kind that hurts to admit and heals at the same time. And no, this isn't about being perfect. This is about being honest. The world doesn't need more people with perfect lives. It needs more people who are real with themselves, real about what they want, real about what they feel, real about who they're becoming. So stop lying to yourself about being okay with average. Stop pretending that the dream you buried doesn't matter anymore. Stop selling yourself short just to fit into places you've already outgrown. Because the moment you get real with you, the moment everything begins to change, and guess what? You don't need anyone's permission to do it. You just need your own honesty. That's it. You can't expect to change your life while hiding from the truth. That's just not how it works. You've got to get honest with yourself even when it's uncomfortable, especially when it's uncomfortable, because that truth, that raw, unfiltered, sometimes ugly truth, is the first real step toward any kind of transformation. It's not the books you read, or the videos you watch, or the goals you write down on a vision board. It's when you sit with yourself, look around at your life and say, "This, isn't it? I want more." That's the moment the shift begins. And maybe you've been scared to admit what you really want because deep down, you're afraid you won't get it. So you play small. You convince yourself that average is enough. You tell yourself a version of your life that sounds good on the surface, but doesn't feel good in your soul. You keep showing up as the person you think you should be, instead of the person you're meant to become. And that disconnection, that gap between your truth and your reality, it wears you down. It drains your energy. It keeps you from stepping into the power that's been sitting in you all along. It's not about being harsh with yourself. It's about being real. If you're feeling lost, it's not because you're broken. It's because you've been pretending for too long. Pretending you're okay, pretending you're fulfilled, pretending this is the life you chose. But you didn't choose it. You settled for it. And the truth is what pulls you out. It's what wakes you up. Once you stop lying to yourself, you stop living on autopilot. You stop shrinking to fit a version of your life that no longer serves you. You finally start to see the gap between where you are and where you're supposed to be, and you realize you've got the power to close it. Comfort feels safe, doesn't it? It's familiar, it's predictable, but here's the thing. Comfort can be a cage dressed up like peace. You sit in it thinking you're resting, but what you're really doing is hiding. That's what lies do. They don't just protect you from the world, they numb you from yourself. They build this cozy little bubble where everything seems fine, until it's not, until the quiet moments catch up to you. Until the silence gets too loud, until the voice in your head says, "This isn't who I'm supposed to be." See, the lies you tell yourself, they create short-term relief, not long-term freedom. You say you're happy when you're not. You say you're satisfied when deep down you're starving for more. You tell people you're okay, but your soul is screaming, and you get so good at it that you almost believe it, almost but not quite. Because that itch for more, that ache in your chest, that's your truth trying to get out. Freedom doesn't show up when everything feels easy. It shows up when you tell yourself the truth, even if it breaks you open. That's the kind of freedom that rebuilds you, because now you're not pretending. Now you're not adjusting your life to fit a lie. You're standing in the mess of your truth and saying, "This is where I am, and I'm ready to move." And yeah, it's scary. It's raw, but it's real, and real is where everything starts to shift. You can't fly when you're busy anchoring yourself to fake stories. You can't grow when you're afraid of outgrowing the version of yourself that other people are comfortable with. Sometimes that truth will shake your world, but sometimes your world needs to be shaken, because your truth isn't here to ruin your life. It's here to rebuild it. You're not stuck. That's the first thing you need to realize. You've just been running in circles, convincing yourself you're trapped because you're afraid to take that first step out of your comfort zone. The truth is, you're not stuck in a situation. You're stuck in a mindset. You've gotten so used to the routine, to the comfort of what you know, that it's easier to tell yourself you can't change than to actually make the change. But here's the thing, your potential has always been there. You've always had the ability to break out, to move forward, to create the life you want. The problem is, you keep telling yourself you're not ready, or it's not the right time, or maybe this is just your lot in life. And that's the lie. That's what keeps you standing still, wondering why nothing is moving. It's not that you're incapable, it's that you're scared of what might happen if you actually give yourself permission to grow. Every time you choose comfort over courage, you're holding yourself back. Every time you tell yourself next time, or maybe later, you're waiting for some magical moment when everything falls into place. But let me tell you something, that moment doesn't exist. You're not stuck because life is against you. You're stuck because you're waiting for a green light that's already been given. You don't need anyone's permission to start. You just need to stop lying to yourself about being not ready. You're more than capable. You've got everything you need to move forward. The only thing standing in your way is the fear that you'll fail. And guess what? Failure isn't the end. It's the beginning of figuring out what works. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to start. The longer you wait, the more you convince yourself it's too late or that you don't deserve it. But you do. You can't heal what you keep hiding. It's as simple as that. We think that if we just ignore the things that hurt us, if we shove them deep down, somehow they'll go away, but they never do. They sit there, quietly festering in the background, waiting for the moment when you can't pretend anymore. That's why we get triggered by the smallest things. That's why we get upset over nothing or hold grudges that don't even make sense anymore. It's because there's something deeper that's still unhealed, still waiting for you to face it. You're not weak for having wounds. You're not broken for feeling pain. What's breaking you is pretending it doesn't exist. It's pretending everything is fine when inside you're holding pieces of yourself that haven't been given the care they deserve. So what do? You build up walls, create a smile that doesn't feel real, and try to move forward with the weight of your past pressing against you. You think you can outrun it, but it's always there, right beneath the surface, holding you back from being who you're meant to be. Healing starts the moment you let yourself feel the hurt. It starts when you admit to yourself, "I'm not okay." Instead of trying to convince everyone around you that you are. And yeah, it's scary to face those things. It's vulnerable. It's not pretty, but it's necessary. You can't be whole if you keep pretending that the pieces of you that have been broken don't matter. You deserve to heal, to acknowledge what's hurt you, and to make peace with your past. You owe it to yourself to stop running and to face the things that you've been avoiding, because once you do, that's when true freedom begins. The world doesn't need you to be perfect. It needs you to be present. I know we've all been taught that perfection is the goal. We've been sold this idea that if we just get everything right, our careers, our relationships, our image, then we'll finally be worthy, finally be enough. But that's a lie. Perfection doesn't make you valuable. Perfection just makes you exhausted, stressed out, and disconnected from who you really are. We live in a world that celebrates the polished version, the highlight reel. We look at others and think they've got it all figured out, they've got everything together. But here's the thing, no one has it all together, not really. The people you admire are simply showing up. They're being themselves, and guess what? So can you. You don't need to have every detail sorted out or every piece of the puzzle in place to make an impact. What you need is to show up authentically with all your imperfections and all your struggles and say, "This is me, and I'm still worthy." Your presence is more powerful than your perfection. When you're just trying to get it right, you're missing out on what's real. You're missing out on connecting with others, on sharing your true self, on making the difference you were meant to make. Perfection is a barrier. It keeps you from experiencing life fully because you're so focused on getting it perfect that you forget to just live it. It's okay to be messy. It's okay to not have everything figured out. What matters is that you show up with your whole heart, with your real self, and with the courage to be imperfect. Because in that space of imperfection, you'll find your truest strength. The world needs you, not the idealized version of you. It needs your authentic, messy, beautiful self, and that is more than enough. The lie you tell yourself is the wall between you and your greatness. You keep telling yourself you're not good enough, not smart enough, not talented enough. You tell yourself that everyone else has the advantage, that their success came easy, while you're stuck playing catch-up. But the truth is, that lie is what's holding you back. That voice telling you not yet. Or maybe later, that's the real barrier between you and the life you've been dreaming about. Because you've bought into the story that you're not ready or that you don't deserve it, and so you keep putting it off. You keep saying someday when someday is right now. Look, I get it. It's easier to play small. It's safer. You don't have to risk anything when you stay in your comfort zone, when you stay behind that wall you've built for yourself. But playing small won't get you the life you're capable of. It won't get you the peace, the success, the joy you deserve. That's the lie. The belief that you're not enough, that you're too flawed, or that now isn't the right time. You're waiting for the perfect moment, but the perfect moment doesn't come. The moment you're waiting for is the one you make. It's the one where you decide you've had enough of hiding behind the lie and step into the truth of who you are. You were born with everything you need to succeed. The only thing standing in your way is that belief that you're not enough, that you're not worthy of your dreams. Stop waiting for a sign. Stop waiting for permission. Stop believing that you need to be perfect. You've got all the tools you need right now. It's time to tear down that wall and realize you've been holding the key all along. You are enough just as you are, and it's time to step into your greatness. So here's the deal. Stop lying to yourself. Stop holding yourself back with stories that don't serve you. The truth is, you're already enough. You've always been enough. You just need to give yourself permission to step into who you're meant to be. No more waiting for the right moment or for everything to be perfect. It's already time. Your dreams are not too big. Your vision is not impossible. The only thing in your way is the fear and doubt you've been feeding for far too long. So, today, right now, decide that you're done with the lies. Decide that you're done with the stories that keep you stuck. Your future doesn't need a perfect you. It just needs the real you, showing up with all your heart. The rest, that will fall into place when you take that first step. You've got this. Now go make it happen.